is going on, everybody? Gaming Magic 13 here, and welcome back to more new Super Mario Bros. Wii. We're in yesterday's episode. We finished up World 5, and in today's episode, we're going to be starting up the Rock World, World 6. This is a very... First off, I love the music here. But this is definitely one of the trickiest, one of the trickier worlds, because rocks and hedges and ledges and cliffs, and of course these guys. They are so annoying. There's always something for you to fall off of. I don't think there's a single level with the exception of the level with the exception of the cave level, where you have solid ground beneath you. There's always something for you to fall into, which is never a good thing when it comes to these types of games. But we are going to go after the 3 star coins, as we always do. Now, the first star coin is just past this block right here, I believe. Could be wrong, but I guess we're gonna find out. First star coin is right above this dude's head. Now, there are multiple ways you can approach this. I recommend freezing these bullet bills, as I've shown here, then jumping on top of said bullet bills, and pouncing on top of the blue thing in order to collect the first star coin. That's how I could do it. Another way you could do it is you could try to wall jump off of it, or just try to bounce, or just try to jump up. Another way you could do it is by hopping on one of these yellow platforms and jumping from there. I won't be demonstrating any of these techniques myself because because the stars always seem to align for me, and I can just always freeze those bullet bills to get up. But those are just some alternate methods you could use if the stars don't align with those bullet bills for you. Or, of course, if you have a propeller head, you can just fly up. All perfectly valid ways in order to get the first star coin. Now, the second star coin is much easier to grab. You can literally just jump to get it. The third star coin, however, is probably the trickiest one in this level, and you guys will see why once we hit that star coin. Now, I know that you're probably going to think that you missed a star coin since you see the midway point, but you did not. However, the second star coin is right there. Under normal circumstances, I would recommend grabbing the midway point first, then going to get the second star coin. But because I have full confidence that we're going to make it through this level first try, I'm not going to bother to go back and score the midway point. Now, in order to dodge these guys, you just gotta wait for the stars to align as always, and move fast. That seemed to work. Oh dear. Okay, and remember, the ice flower is your friend in these sections because you can always freeze the bullet bills, which is one of the easiest things which is one of the most reliable things that could possibly happen to you in these sections, because there are bullet bills everywhere, and I mean absolutely everywhere. Not to mention things trying to kill you with rocks and spiky things falling from above you. So this is definitely one of the more challenging sections of not only just this world, but this entire game. Now, I got really lucky there when the stars aligned by simply jumping on one of the bullet bills to hop up here. But if the stars didn't align for you like that, I recommend freezing one of the bullet bills and then jumping off of that to get up here, similar to the first star coin. But you would never ordinarily see this if you didn't know to look for it. Now, if you have a propeller head power-up from the last world, it's also pretty darn easy to just go ahead, zip up, and snag it. But that's the strategy you use if you do not have the propeller head. Now, this is one of the few levels in the entire world, where you actually have something beneath your feet as you try to move through the level. Because for the majority of the rock world, there's always something that you can fall into, always something that's trying to kill you, hovering in the void. But with this level, it takes place entirely in a cave, so there's always ground beneath you, and it's just simple platforming, which is something I like. Luckily, there was an ice flower that spawned right as I got hit by this little spiky dude. Now, star coin number 1 is not here, but you do need one of these little spiky shells in order to collect the first star coin. So we're going to bring this guy with me, and then we're going to break this block, run underneath this little mini Mario, or not mini Mario, regular Mario, and then snag the first star coin. This midway point is right after that checkpoint. But it is, like the first level, the easiest one to collect. Third star coin, on the other hand, something that you wouldn't ever think to look for. Similar to the 5th level in New Super Mario Bros. U, now that I'm thinking about it. But this is the second star coin. Now, it's easy to get if you have an Ice Flower power-up, but because we do not have an Ice Flower power-up, it's not easy for us to get. There is a way to do it, though. You just need to kind of get lucky in order to get an Ice Flower. If we don't get an Ice Flower, then we're going to restart the level. Actually, maybe we'll get lucky with these Red Ring Ridges. Not sure. Shoot. Ugh. Well, would you look at that? We got an Ice Flower. Now, you can probably guess what we're going to need the Ice Flower for. But in case you don't already know, we need to freeze this middle piranha plant right here so that we can jump on top of it and grab the second star coin. We passed by our opportunity to get the third star coin on the way here, but I didn't want to risk losing the Ice Flower, so I came here first. The third star coin is located right on the second spinning wheel right here. You have to move in a continuous motion, or not move in a continuous motion, but you have to keep running along this little spinning wheel until you come to the open slot in the wheel located right here. All you have to do is step inside and slip through the pipe. From there, you gotta be quick and you gotta be careful, because you need to hit the P block, which will just turn all of the blocks into coins, and coins into blocks, allowing you to slip up through here. Now, you make sure you grab the coins before they all turn black into blocks to get yourself an extra 1-up, but you gotta be careful not to hit the spikes too many times to turn yourself back into regular Mario, and then you'll die. And you also have to be careful not. Now, this is one of the more difficult sections of the game. Or not the game, but the world, because these guys are always there, and they're always ready to pound you to bits by freezing you and then throwing a hammer at you. Sumo Bros, I think they're called. They're very annoying. Now here, if you're not anything above a level 1 Mario, don't even try to jump over it. Just wait for it to pass you by, and then climb up the stairs. Now the star coins in World 6-3 are very tricky to get. Now make sure you don't hop into the second pipe here. Make sure you hop into the first, because if you're anything below level 1, level 2 Mario, you will get hit by the piranha plant and die. Now the premise of the gimmick about this level is that there's water consistently rising through the level, and you have to basically swim through it. Now this water can also help you maneuver the level and not just harm you. But you also have to be careful of these big piranha plant dudes, because if you're anything below level 2 Mario, you will more than likely get hit by it and die. Now this star coin is really easy to get if you are anything. But be careful of these blue guys, because I'm still at level 1 of Mario, and that's a very precarious position for me to be in, especially for this level. Star coin number 2 is located right here, but as you can see, our piranha plant friend is going to cause us some issues if we don't take him out. We can't do that yet because we don't have a power-up to do it with, but if we turn on the water again and wait for the right opportunity, we might just be able to sneak past our friend the piranha plant and grab the star coin before the water falls back down again. Now that we have something above level 1 Mario, I'm not really afraid of anything anymore. But you gotta be careful of these guys, even if you're still Super Mario, because you can still get hit by them, and it'll cause you to lose your thing. I'm in a very good spot right now, because I'm Fire Mario, and, lost it. It would have been really good for me to keep that, because fire and Piranha Plants does very good things. Now, the third star coin is right up there. Sadly, we've got Piranha Plants causing some issues for us. Now, I can't remember exactly... So what you want to do here is hit this. And quickly swim back to the previous area. Just as a quick word of advice, it takes 3 fireballs to take out 1 massive Piranha Plant. Gyrana Plant, we'll call them. Because Gyrana... Now you want to break those blocks right there in order to hop up here, grab the third star coin, and come in through here, in case you don't already have a fire flower, and then it's a simple hop back down through this pipe into the rest of the level. Now you don't need a fire flower for the rest of the level, but it makes it infinitely easier to dispatch these Piranha Plants. Just speaking from experience. And these guys too, while we're at it. Some of them aren't tall enough to hit you, but for the ones that are, it's really annoying if you don't have a fire flower. Now, I highly, highly recommend that you guys take out these Piranha Plants before you hit the switch. Because if you don't, they're going to be a constant burden on your shoulders. Sadly, I was not able to take out the Piranha Plant with just that 1 fire flower. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and use the second fire flower to take him out. If I can't do that, then I'm going to have to jump down here and see what I can do. Because traversing the water with these guys constantly on your back is not easy. Even if you can't take out that one on the right, or this one on the far left though, it's not that big a deal, because as long as the middle ones are gone, you can easily hop down here, swim through the water, come around to the right side, hug the top wall, and swim straight up here without ever having to deal with the ones on the far side. Fire Flower will also come in handy for this last section when dealing with these Piranha Plants, especially if you want to grab that 1-up. Now we have 2 options. We can either go left to go 6-4, or right to go straight to the tower. You all know where I'm going because we're going 100% mode. But for those of you who do not want to go 100% and just kind of want to stick around for the levels that you are stuck with, then you can also go right if you wish to. Now, as you can probably tell by the fruits, Yoshi's in this level. Do you need him to complete the level? Absolutely not. But where you're going to take him, because we just lost a propeller head and we cannot get the star coins unless we have some method of air transport. We will get a propeller head later, but for now, it's good to have Yoshi around. Remember that moment when I said we were going to have a propeller head? Yeah, that moment is now. Now, 2 options. Flutter jump, propeller head. 2 very easy ways to grab that star coin. And since the game gives you 2 opportunities to turn yourself from regular Mario to Super Mario, then from Super Mario to Propeller Head Mario, shouldn't be a big deal trying to get either A, Yoshi, or B, the Propeller Head. One way or the other, you're sure to get some method of air transport to get you to that first star coin. The midway point, because if you miss this jump, you have to start all the way over from the beginning. Now, you could use the propeller head to fly up here, which is what I just did, or if you don't have that option, you can use the PAL block to throw it down. I still did that anyway because A, demonstration, and B, gets me a lot of coins. As for the final star coin, we're gonna have to wait a while before we get to it, but for now, let's just get this red ring riches, shall we? Here we go. Oh dear. Grab this one. Grabs numbers 6, 7, and 8. Got him. That's a 1-up collected. Here's that third star coin. Use the propeller head to fly up through into here. Grab the star coin right there. And that is all star coins collected for this level. Unfortunately, I'm not too eager to get out of this level because I don't really like the tower in this world. But first, let's go and get some 1-ups. Alright. I think this is the first world that introduces 3 balloons to us. I could be wrong. Is it still just 1s and 2s? Or are there 3s? Nope, still just 1s and 2s. Alright, well, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna try and aim for that right set of balloons. Nailed it. And now we have 87 lives. Alright, now let's climb the rocks up to World 6-Tower. Now here's why I don't like this tower. Because there is always a drill, or a spike, moving through the level consistently. It will drive us straight up, or straight down, depending on which section you're in. And it will kill you in an instant. And it's very annoying in sections like this, where you have to consistently move in the middle of the level. Which is why there are these little niches for you to duck into when you hear the noise. Here, I'm gonna stay here for the minute. Listen for the noise. That noise. When you hear that noise, it means it's going to shoot straight up or come straight down. One way or the other, you touch that thing, it's bad news. The first star coin, by the way, is right up here in this little niche. We're gonna wait for this thing to pass by. Then wait for it to come back down. Hop back onto this yellow platform, or if you didn't make it, onto the orange one. But you want to make sure you nail this orange platform on the right to make sure you're not hit by any of the spikes on the way back down. Now here, this is a risky situation because you have to bounce on these little green blocks in the middle to get your way back up. But we're in prime territory of the spike. Good news is, we're at the top of its path, which means that it's just a little further to go. We won't have to worry about it anymore. Right here. Now here's the problem. Don't go for that second star coin yet, because this is where the 2 spikes meet. Where worlds collide, one might say. Now we get to deal with the one coming down from the ceiling. Which is always fun. Not. Red Ring Riches with spikes. Also not fun. Fortunately though, I was still able to do that somehow. This is also risky because what the game entails you to do here is get into the pipe, it tilts you to the side, and shoots you from one side to the next, which is a very good way for you to get from one side to the next without having to cross into the middle and into— oh, I timed that incorrectly. Oh, I timed that so incorrectly. Well, there goes the propeller head power up, but at the very least, Spike is no longer our concern. Okay, well, it's kind of our concern. Fortunately, though, we have the Super Mushroom, all 3 star coins, and are ready to go and fight Morton, which is the boss of World 6. Okay, now, because World 6 Tower, not only does Morton's shell move like crazy, which makes standing in the middle when he's passing back and forth almost suicidal, but the alternate option is standing in the sides. And what happens to moving in the sides? The spikes. Fortunately, though, if you know what you're doing, it's pretty easy to avoid Morton and take him out in 3 strikes. Oh my god, Toad! Alright. So before we dive into the next episode, before I start the next episode, I'm gonna go into the Toad House real quick and get some power-ups. But for now, that is going to do it for this episode. So thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy, and if you did, be sure to show your support for the video with slam that like button, and be sure to leave a comment down below telling us what you thought. Leave me some feedback on what you would like to see next. And if you're new to the channel, then why not subscribe to daily gameplay content, as it does help the channel out quite a lot. You do get to watch my content every single day, and you will be notified whenever I release a new video. So until next time, this has been Game signing off, saying I hope you have a good day, and I will catch you all tomorrow for some more New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Goodbye!